guys, I hope you're having a fabulous day. Please excuse the way that I look. I'm not having the best day, to be honest. We're expecting a snowstorm and I've been just feeling really sick to my stomach. Not from the snowstorm, but I'm just feeling sick to my stomach today. And then having a lot of like dystonia pain and just regular pain from a storm coming. So I actually just went to message my friend back. Hi, Tiffany. I'm going to leave her channel in the description. I went to message her back, and on my Facebook, it was like, what are you doing for IBD Awareness Week? And I went, that's this week? I really thought for some reason that it was like December 20th, but it was from the foundation. So we're going to go with they know what they're talking about, and my memory stinks. So I am going to quickly do an IBD assumptions video because that's the only thing I come up with in under 5 minutes. Anyways, I'm being completely honest, guys, right? So IBD stands for Inflammatory Bowel Disease. Excuse my lovely beeping pen. My infusion is done, thankfully, so maybe I can warm up. My gosh, guys, infusing when it's like 20 degrees out, not a good combination. IBD stands for Inflammatory Bowel Disease, and this disease is an umbrella term. It's not actually a disease. Let me explain. So IBD, you don't just have IBD. You don't just have inflammatory bowel disease. You have inflammatory bowel, but you're broken up into one of two categories. You either have Crohn's or ulcerative colitis if you have IBD. Crohn's or colitis. So it is our awareness week. I was diagnosed in 2015. I have a video, but I need to redo the video about kind of my diagnosis journey. I've had abdominal issues, honestly, from a very young age. From about 6 years old is the first time I remember doubling over in pain. It was always on my right side. I still get that pain to this day, and hopefully we don't lose power in the middle of this, because I don't know if you guys saw it, it's blinking a little bit. Anyways, this is like a really distracted video, but I am sorry about that. I will link my other video. Like I said, it's not that great. I was pretty new to YouTube, and really bad memory, so I'm just reading off my laptop my story, but you know, it's a video still. It's a start. So I'm just going to go through 5 assumptions that the general public usually has about inflammatory bowel disease and tell you why they're not true and what the truth is. So let's just get started. You need to just change your diet. You don't know how many times with GI issues, and this is not just an inflammatory bowel thing. This is any GI disease, that you just need to change your diet. You just need to eat healthier. That is so not true. I wish it was. I was actually living off fruits and vegetables when I was diagnosed, and the doctors looked at me and they were like, what the heck are you doing? You're making yourself worse. And it's because of all the fiber that's in fruits and vegetables. We need to be careful with how much fiber we eat in general. This is like a generalization. I know like certain people, they can get away with stuff because, you know, they're medicated properly, their system is doing better. But like generally speaking, fiber is something that we need to be careful with. So there's no IBD diet. I have asked so many doctors, I'm like, okay, what should I eat? And they're like, it's trial and error. Everybody is different. So like I make jokes, like I eat at my own risk. It is like this big game. It is quite frustrating a lot of days, to be honest, because I also have gastroparesis, which you guys know, which is another stomach disorder. And then I have a lot of allergies with mast cell activation syndrome. So trying to eat some days, I'm like, what do you eat? If you've ever seen the meme, look at all this food I can't eat. That is my life. There's no IBD diet. You'll find like your safe foods. They have like a safe foods list. Don't go by that, because I started eating all the safe foods and I got super sick. So next assumption, number 2. IBD people look a certain way. I feel like either people think like we're supposed to be like really, really skinny, like anorexic skinny, or like really, really, really heavy. And you can be either or, really skinny or really heavy, but you can be completely a normal weight. Like IBD does not necessarily affect everybody's weight. Everybody is unique. Everybody's different. It does affect weight to a degree, but the reason, usually if somebody is super skinny, they're not able to digest and eat properly, or they're having diarrhea 40 times a day. That's just the reality. And then other people who are really heavy are on steroids usually. And steroid, that's the moon face. Steroids are really hard and they will make you gain weight. So no, we don't all look a certain way. Number 3, IBD is a pooping disease. That is not true. I thought that was funny when I heard that assumption. I don't remember where I heard it, but somebody was like, IBD is just a pooping disease. No, pooping is involved, unfortunately. It's really awkward, but you have to kind of get over the awkwardness and be okay with talking to everybody about your poop, because it is part of it. But it is not just a pooping disease, to be honest. There's so many more symptoms besides diarrhea. You can vomit. There's excruciating pain because of all the inflammation. There's ulcers. There's just so much. There's lots of blood sometimes. There's mucus. It affects your blood cells, your counts. I mean, everything. It's weakness. It's brain fog. It's joint pain. Like, nobody thinks, oh, with IBD you get like arthritis. You do. IBD is autoimmune and it is systemic, meaning it affects your entire body, which stinks, by the way, when you have multiple systemic diseases, because then it's, okay, which disease do we blame? I don't know. All right, number 4, IBD is only caused by stress or not eating right. That's not true. Stress will make it worse. Not eating right, and I don't just mean like right, like healthy right, not eating right for your body. So yeah, not eating foods that agree with you and that's healthy as humanly possible for your body that it'll accept. Those are not the causes of IBD. They can make them worse 150%. IBD, again, is an autoimmune. Your autoimmune system is messed up. It is overactive and it's attacking you instead of bacteria and viruses. So this is actually kind of like more in your genetics. It's in your DNA, autoimmune, but it's not from your lifestyle. And I feel like even as somebody with a chronic illness, so many times you go, oh my gosh, if I would have just ate better, if I would have exercised more, if I would have been outside more, if I would have slept more, I wouldn't have this awful disease. It's not true. They don't know completely why we have it, but it's not something that we're doing or not doing. Some people have, number 5, sorry about that. This is why I don't do formats like this, because I forget halfway through. Number 5, again, some people have both Crohn's and colitis. That is not true. You actually cannot have both, which I was shocked when I learned that. So let me explain. Ulcerative colitis, also known as colitis, and I do know there are other types of colitis, but we're focusing on ulcerative colitis here, people. That's the one I have. So ulcerative colitis is your lower GI tract. So your large intestine, your colon, and your butt, anus. I mean, that's what it is. And then for Crohn's disease, it's a mouth to anus disease. So it's the entire GI tract. So somebody can be diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, and then later in their life, their diagnosis can change to Crohn's because the disease was not developed enough for them to get a proper diagnosis. And I'm so waiting for that to happen. I just feel like it's going to. Just because my entire GI tract is involved, but they say because gastroparesis, but I've also had ulcers and other stuff, so I wonder, I really do, if it's really colitis or if we're dealing with Crohn's. but it has to do with the way that the disease presents and progresses in each person. I'm considered a really young case, so as I age, we'll get more information on my autoimmune is what I was told. Most of the autoimmune tests are not made for children. They're made for adults. So that's why it can be a lot harder for even a kid to get diagnosed with lupus, because the tests aren't meant for 5-year-olds, honestly. Most of the people I know who were diagnosed with lupus at a very young age basically almost died because of it, because they got like so sick. And it is so hard to it's hard to diagnose anything in a kid, let's just say that. So I really hope that you guys learned something from this video. Please, please, please feel free to ask me any questions about IBD in general. If I don't have the answer, I will hunt down the answer for you. I'm in support groups. I know how to contact, different people to get answers. And please feel free to ask me anything about my IBD journey. I would say for the most part at the moment, I am under control. I wouldn't use the word remission, I don't think, because I still have GI issues, but I am more under control, which is great. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and please share to help us raise awareness for inflammatory bowel disease. Happy Inflammatory Bowel Disease Week, everybody.